Okay, let's do this. Hi, Emmy. Right, I'm just gonna wait a few minutes. So tonight's gonna be Good Omens. I'm gonna be switching costumes halfway through this. Hi, Arthur. It's going to be a quicker quiz tonight, just to preserve my energy. My lovely sister wrote some of these questions. Hi, Grace. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. It's probably going to be a nice quick quiz tonight. Unfortunately, the person who's going to be my co-host dropped out, so I had to very hodgepodgely put this Crowley costume together. I hope you guys accept that. But yeah, I'm still giving it my best shot, and I'll change into a zero fail later. So I'm going to do 10 questions on Crowley, 10 on a zero fail, and it very much could be laggy. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry, is that any better, guys? Is that better? Hopefully. But yeah, so it's, I'll do 10 on zero fail and 5 general questions. Hi, Grace. So I've tried to keep these relatively easy. My sister's thrown in a couple of really tricky ones. My sister knows a lot about these. I tried to get my sister to come be Crowley, but she's a busy bunny. But yeah, I'll wait a few minutes. How's everyone else doing? I'm stressed out, I'll be honest. Trying to prep for this Comic-Con in a couple of weeks. It might be that we aren't able to have the Mystery Machine. Just things are proving more stressful with boring things like trying to get insurance for it. Oh. Sorry to hear that, Arthur. That's horrible. Hope you're feeling better. How is everyone's, let's try and gauge, how is everyone's Good Omens knowledge? Like, I've tried to mostly derive things from the show. I think my sister's maybe thrown in a couple of book ones, but I think it's the same for the book and the movie. So, book and the TV show even. But yeah, I would put the goggles on. Yes. In fact, keep that in mind. That was maybe one of the questions. I can't really have these. Like, I couldn't find round sunglasses. So I got these goggles, and they're like prisms, so they really actually hurt to wear because they basically just make your eyes go all weird. There's someone at the window. That would be very creepy. Fair enough. Next week is Sinister 6, so it's about Spider-Man villains. So hopefully that'll be more up people's street. Right, definitely join next week then, because we'll be dressing as various Spider-Man villains. I'll wait a few minutes and then we will kick off with the questions. So for those of you who haven't joined one of these before, we do these every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. Unless I say otherwise, like sometimes the time will change, but it's always on a Sunday. The way it works is I will dress up as characters and read questions. So you need to answer the questions in the chat. General rules: don't be a dick, don't Google. It doesn't matter if you're the first answer as long as you answer correctly. It's an honour system. Keep track of your own points because I'm too lazy to do so. And if we have someone who stays for like the majority of the live stream and accrues the most points, and they get a little piece of digital art. Now, a lot of people haven't, like the last 3 quizzes, people haven't reached out on Instagram, so I haven't done those digital art yet. So if you have been announced as a winner, please make sure to reach out on Instagram. I don't have the time to be like chasing people or trying to like go around on social media and stuff like that. So if you want your digital art, make sure you're reaching out on Instagram and following the Instagram, and then we can discuss the digital art prize. So yeah, you can either be drawn as Crowley or Aziraphale, or just a general angel or devil or something from this universe. Yeah, so trying to sort things with this mystery machine, but because the owner of the mystery machine is abroad, we're trying to sort insurance so one of us can drive it, but that's proving harder than expected and more expensive than expected. I appreciate that, Emmy. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, if you want to take a crack at tonight's quiz, it's up to you. Right, I appreciate you guys joining each time. So yeah, if you haven't seen the themes that have been announced today, the themes are Good Omens, which is tonight. Then it is Sinister Six, which is Spider-Man villains. So I'll probably dress as Mysterio and Dr. Octopus, or I'll try and maybe get Connor to be Dr. Octopus. Awesome. And then it's Scooby-Doo, because we're at Comic-Con. So it'll be Scooby-Doo. We might do that one at the con, depending on internet, or we might do it back here at home after the con. I'll keep you posted. Depends if we can have the mystery machine or not, really. And then it is musical theatre. So I know for Scooby-Doo and musical theatre we've done those themes before, but they were a while ago, and I think we can do them better. And I think they're popular enough themes to repeat, and I've seen a lot of requests, like Grace has requested to do the musical theatre one again. I really want to do Scooby-Doo again, and it makes sense because we're all together that weekend anyway, in costumes. So we are aiming for 100 of these. This is number 62. So we're getting there. Musical theatre. Oh, I'm glad, thank you. Yeah, the Doctor Who videos. People, that doesn't seem to be getting much traction. So any support you can give those videos and share them with Doctor Who fans, that would be very much appreciated, because I'm working so hard on them. Like doing the costumes, which is not cheap. Trying to recreate the regenerations, and generally just trying to make compelling content, and sticking on a release schedule of once a week is quite difficult. So what will probably happen with those Doctor Who videos, as I'm planning on doing Sylvester McCoy and Paul McGann, so Sylvester McCoy hopefully will drop tomorrow, then I'll do Paul McGann next week, and then I will probably take a month or so's break from them, just until I get back into my flat. Because that's been delayed, unfortunately. So I was hoping to be back in my flat over the next few weeks, and that's not going to happen. So all I see is that you're Peter Griffin. So you may have jogged my memory of who it is under the cartoon facade. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, the blow-up happened because of that viral Scooby-Doo video, so it'd be nice to be the Scooby Gang again. Oh, yes, hi, Ball Taker. Yes, I do remember you then. Oh, thank you for the follow, Rosie. So with the Doctor Who videos, I'm going to do the Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, take a break until I'm back in my home, and then we'll move into the New Who era and do, I was going to say Chris Eccleston, but actually the New Who era will start with John Hurt, and then it'll go John Hurt, Christopher Eccleston, so it'll go in order of the regenerations rather than release order, and then we'll go up to David Tennant's second round as the 14th Doctor. I'm going to take a month break, A, for costumes to arrive, B, because I won't be back in my home as early as I would like, and also just for mental health break, but I thought a natural stopping point for a month or two will be Paul McGann, because that was when the hiatus sort of went on, so, yeah. But yeah, hopefully a Doctor Who video will release tomorrow, but please share them. If people don't have TikTok or like that you're sharing it with, they're on YouTube as well. I would upload original stuff on YouTube if I thought it would make a difference, but right now those videos just don't get views, so there's not much point. Like, eyes are on TikTok. But if you want longer form like content, it's something I'd be open to maybe doing. Like, I would love to remake my video. No, won't do a room tour here. I will do a flat tour when I'm back in my actual flat. When I'm back in my actual home, I'll do a flat tour, because I'm very proud of my little nerdy sections, and yeah. Okay, I think we're going to kick off with the first round. So imagine these goggles are down, by the way, for the costume to work better, but they're very uncomfortable. So I'm just at a friend's house who I'm staying with while my flat gets fixed. So, it's been an awful year, like over a year, since I had to move out of my flat because of a massive leak, and it's in the process of getting fixed, but it's still not fixed. Okay, so we're going to start with Crowley, and then I'll change costume, and we'll go into a zero fail. So, it's alright. It's just the way it is. Question 1. Which vowel does Crowley change in his name? So how, another way of putting that is, how does Crowley change his name? You're not fucking wrong. Yes! He changed the A to an O, so he went from Crawley to Crowley. Correct. So, Jasmine, you get 1 point. Keep track of your points. Well done. Question 2. What make of car does Crowley drive? What make of car does Crowley drive? It's not a Dodge. Something a little bit more British. It is a Bentley. Correct. Aaron and Jasmine get that correct. Arthur, you get that correct. Well done. So, anyone who's at Bentley, 1 point. Question 3. What name does Crowley go by when masquerading as a nanny for young Warlock? So what name does Crowley go by when masquerading as a nanny? This is a tricky one. My sister threw in a tricky one here. So my lovely sister, who's a big fan of Good Omens, is the one who wrote some of these questions. I wrote some of them, but she's written some of them. It is not Bob. So what name does Crowley go by when masquerading as a nanny? That is a very tricky one. I would not have got that one. Oh my god, Aaron! Absolutely crushing it. Nanny Ashtoreth is absolutely correct. So I'm going to give you a point. Well done. Well done, Aaron. Bang on. Right. Question 4. Nice easy one. Nice easy one. Who plays Crowley in the television adaptation of Good Omens? So who plays Crowley in the television adaptation? David Tennant is absolutely correct. David Tennant is absolutely correct. Well done. So anyone who said David Tennant, give yourself a point. Question 5. What does Crowley tend to in his London home with great care to the point where it instills fear in them? So what does Crowley tend to in his home with great care and instill fear in? That would be alarming. So what does Crowley tend to in his home and instill great fear in? And gets very upset and angry if they are not to his liking. That's alright. Question 6. What did Crowley design only to be dismayed that it would only be used as wallpaper? So what did Crowley design only to be dismayed that it would only be used as wallpaper? Something a bit more impressive than just actual wallpaper. So what did Crowley design only to be dismayed that it would only be used as wallpaper? So for reference, this is before he became a demon. Yes! Nebula cluster, yes. Hi, David Daffinoni fan. Thank you for joining again. Yes, Nebula cluster. So if you said Nebula or Nebula cluster, give yourself a point. Okay. Well done. You guys are doing well on this quiz. Right. I maybe underestimated how difficult to make this. We'll see. Question 7. Instead of killing Job's children in accordance to God's plan, not many. I work with kids, and trust me, those fuckers are organized. Oh yeah, no, like it takes like 3 or 4 to take you down. Plus, it's not a fucking fair fight, because if you hit them back, that's child abuse. Those motherfuckers can hit. No, you couldn't. You ever been in a room with 100 kids? That's a fucking lie. Instead of killing Job's children in accordance to God's plan, what does Crowley do to the children? Again, it depends, like, you hit one of them and you're going to prison. It's not a matter of strength, it's about a matter of morality. Instead of killing Job's children, what does Crowley do to them? Yeah, trust me, I think the excuse "they started it" doesn't hold up in a court of law. I was gonna say they're not goblins, but that's a lie, they are. So instead of killing Job, we are badly off track. Although this one is about children, so instead of killing Job's children in accordance to God's plan, what does Crowley do to them? It's fine. Does anyone know the answer to the question? We'll try and pull back a bit and get back on track. He did not... Well, he argued with them, but no, he does something very specific to them. Question 8. He did not throw them into Uranus. Question 8. Which play does Crowley miracle to make into a success? So which play does Crowley miracle to make a success? I'll give you half a point for a Shakespeare one, because you're absolutely right, it is a Shakespeare one. Which one? Not Macbeth. Very sorry to hear that, Rowan. Hamlet. Hamlet is correct. I mean, to be fair, you gave yourself a hint by saying Shakespeare, so you're on the right lines. Yes, the answer is Hamlet. Question 9. Which musical artist is suspiciously absent from Crowley's collection of soul music? So which musical artist is absent from Crowley's collection of real soul music? This is one of my many wigs. The one I use for the second Doctor is much more of a Beatles style wig that I wore for Howard Wolowitz when we did Big Bang Theory. This is the one I wore for Blanche. It was the only one that was like remotely the right colour for Crowley. It's not the right style, but you will be impressed by the dedication I did for Aziraphale once I take the wig off. Yeah, it's kind of an attempted cosplay, but if I wear the, it was a very last minute cosplay that I had to put together today because my co-host dropped out. So, but there will be another cosplay later. Yeah, it's definitely not one of my best cosplays, but I'm really trying, guys. Money's very tight right now, so if you want to support me, I do have digital art for sale. So it's meant to be Crowley from Good Omens, but if I wear the glasses or the goggles, I can't really see properly. And I didn't have round sunglasses. Like, again, I literally had to put this together last minute. Yeah, no, that's fine. I literally had to put it together last minute. So which musical artist is absent? It's not Elvis. I'm alright today. I'm a bit stressed. I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. A lot of things that should be fun are stressful. It's not Led Zeppelin. Not the Smiths. Just a lot of awful shit going on. Like, my flat has had a massive leak in it all year, so I've not been able to live in my flat all year, and it's been the repairs are happening, but they're delayed. It's been an absolute saga and shit show. We've got a Comic-Con coming up where we're appearing as the Scooby-Doo gang, and we were meant to have the Mystery Machine, but trying to sort insurance for that is becoming increasingly impossible. And I have 2 parties which I'm booked for in the same weekend, which I should love. One which is Avengers themed, one which is Doctor Who themed. But I'm stressed out my nut for both of them because, I just don't have much time. Neither booked me with much warning, so I don't have much time to plan. But I'm just going to do my best. Thank you. We will still be appearing at the Capital Sci-Fi Con regardless as the Scooby Gang. It's just whether or not we can have the Mystery Machine. Because the guy who owns it has made it slightly difficult. By being abroad. We will come back to that one. Question 10. How does Crowley describe himself falling from heaven? So what phrase does Crowley use instead of falling from heaven? He does not use the... Well, maybe he does at some point, but that's not the phrase I'm looking for. Oh, God. I don't know. I don't really watch broadcast television. So any adverts I'm subjected to is through, like, YouTube and things. I think they have to be all the mobile game ads. Those are insufferable. Because they're really, really badly done. Because they just make so many. They just churn out so many. So how does Crowley describe himself falling from heaven? He uses a turn of phrase. He uses a little phrase. I'll go through the answers and we'll come back to that one. So, which vowel does Crowley change in his name? It goes from Crawley with an A to Crowley with an O. Question 2, what make of car does Crowley drive? That is the Bentley. Question 3, what name does Crowley go by when masquerading as a nanny? That is Nanny Ashtoreth. Question 4, who plays Crowley? David Tennant. Question 5, what does Crowley tend to in his home with great care to the point where it instills fear in them? That is his houseplants. His houseplants are terrified. Yes, I'll actually tell you what, Arthur, I will give you a point because he does mention that he hung around with the wrong people. That is one phrase he does use. It wasn't the phrase I was looking for, but it is something he does say about his fall, so I will give you a point there. If you can give me another phrase, then I'll give you another point. So his houseplants. Question 6, what did Crowley design? Only to be dismayed that it would be only used as a wallpaper. That is a nebula. Or a nebula cluster. Question 7. Instead of killing Job's children, what does Crowley do to them? He turns them into lizards. He turns them into lizards. Question 8. Which play does Crowley miracle to make into a success? And that is Hamlet. Question 9. Which musical artist is absent from his collection of real soul music? That is James Brown. James Brown. Question 10. How does Crowley describe himself falling from heaven? So he does say he hung around with the wrong people, and he also says he didn't so much fall as he sauntered vaguely downwards. He sauntered vaguely downwards. Right, so I now need to change costume, so talk amongst yourselves. I'm just going to be slightly off camera, so you can't see my underwear. Oh, right, so I'm going to change. I'm going to do my zero fill questions, and then I've got 5 general questions, and then that'll be it for tonight. Hopefully next quiz will be longer, and we'll have co-hosts, but I don't want to promise anything. Just depends on people's availability. People do this out of the goodness of their hearts. I can't read the chat right now because if I look over at the chat, you'll see me naked, so bear with me. This is the problem with doing these things alone, is bear with me, right. So yes, I definitely... Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the window reflection. So yeah, this was partly for tonight's stream. It's not curly, but fuck it. It's partly for that, and partly so I maybe don't have to wear a wig to be Fred at Comic-Con. I can just have my normal hair. You can see where the fucking goggles were pressing in. So again, I'm just using the stuff I have, rather than worrying about screen accuracy for these cosplays. Like I had to go out and get those goggles because they were the only thing I could find in Leith on a Sunday in time. Right, okay. Thank you, right. I know I should be drinking tea, but this is all I can be bothered making or doing. But it does work as a prop. Right. Hi, Argyle. Right. Let's do 10 questions on Aziraphale. In the Garden of Eden, which gate was Aziraphale the angel of? Hi, Argyle. So, in the Garden of Eden, which gate was Aziraphale the angel of? It is not. Okay, I'll give you a clue. They're not numbered. Think more direction. So, in the Garden of Eden, which gate was Aziraphale the angel of? It was not the southern gate. So you got basically a 1 in 4 chance. Not north. The only one you haven't mentioned yet. Not west. East. In the Garden of Eden, which gate was Aziraphale the angel of? That is the eastern gate. The eastern gate. Yeah, sorry, co-hosts couldn't make it tonight, so this time it's... So as you know, I'm just doing these alone now, or at least, without the people I used to do it with. But I have been very lucky in the last 2 streams to have Connor and also David join. So hopefully Connor will join maybe next week. I don't want to get into all the drama that went down. Safe to say certain people aren't in my life anymore. Yeah, Connor is great fun. I definitely want to have him on more. Like, if he had the time in the... if he had the time on his hands, then I'd just be like, come be a regular co-host. So, I hope you'll be seeing a lot more of him. Like, he's done Soldier Boy, he's come and been Omni-Man, and he's done Arthur Morgan for video games. So hopefully he's going to come and... yeah, that was Omni-Man. Connor was Omni-Man. So I'll definitely get him on as much as I can. But I'll try and get some new co-hosts as well, and some recurring ones. Like I think Connor wants to... Oh yeah, we did the boys like a few months ago, quite a few months ago, back in the summer. It's on YouTube if you want to go watch the replay. So if you want to be a co-host, best thing to do is let me know what theme. Like, basically what happens is I announce the themes each month. So I've just announced the themes, which are going to be Good Omens tonight. Then it's Sinister 6, then it's Scooby-Doo, and then it's musical theatre. So if you have a costume for those, so you gotta be in charge. There's a couple of like stipulations. One of them, you have to have, you have to sort your own costume. B, if you're joining digitally, like if you're not Edinburgh based, basically, like musical theatre. Sorry, like for example, Wicked, Les Miserables, Billy Elliot, Phantom of the Opera, that type of thing. So these big shows, basically theatre plays that have music in them, that have singing in them, to answer your question. But yeah, so if, for example, you wanted to join the Sinister 6 one, we, are looking for as many Spider-Man villains as possible. Musicals are great. Honestly, I recommend giving musicals a shot. There's something very magical about them. And you can find really good amateur ones, so it doesn't always have to be really expensive. But basically, what you do is just reach out to me. Instagram is the best place to reach out. Scottish Scooby Gang on Instagram, and just say, "Hey, I want to be a co-host. I've got these costumes. The quizzes are." That's a really good shout, actually. To be fair, I might include Greatest Showman in the musical theatre one. Like, I know it's not strictly musical theatre; it's like a film, but it very much has musical theatre vibes. And I have like a top hat and the boots and everything, so that's actually a really good show. But yeah, basically you organise it ahead of time, and basically the other stipulation is just due to the sort of parameters of TikTok. And we've done Disney before. I don't know if Disney's one of the repeat themes I've got written down. It possibly is. If there's a lot of like requests for Disney, then it'll definitely get bumped up. Disney was like the second quiz we ever did. So it would be good to redo it with some more cosplayers. Oh, that would be fun. Trevor, Connor has a Gaston costume. So him, my colleague Liz, and I went to a Disney quiz dressed as... I was Flynn Rider, and they were Belle and Gaston. But yeah, I would love to do Disney again. I think that's a really good show. I'd love to get some princesses on, because last time we did Bruno and Flynn Rider. We didn't have any princesses, so, because it was, the first time we really kind of committed. Like, the first one we did was Marvel, and we didn't know if we were going to commit, and then the second one we were like, no, let's do this every Sunday. I am 27. I'm 27 years old, and I don't like it. I don't like adulting, as you can tell. Anyway, question 2. What name does Aziraphale go by when pretending to be a gardener? So when pretending to be a gardener, what name does Aziraphale go by? It's not Bruce Wayne. I'm actually quite happy with how this costume worked out. Question 3. What kind of shop does Aziraphale own? Nice easy one from my sister, so you can thank my sister for taking it easy on you with that one. He's not a florist. It's not a florist shop. Not gardening. So what kind of shop does Aziraphale own? It is a bookshop. Correct. It is a bookshop. B&Q. Correct. Bookshop. A bookshop where he refuses to part with any of the books. Question 4. Which actor plays Aziraphale? Nice easy one. Which actor plays Aziraphale? You guys have been really well with the quiz tonight. I really appreciate all the engagement. Michael Sheen is correct. Michael Sheen is bang on. Question 5. What does Aziraphale give to Adam and Eve? What does Aziraphale give to Adam and Eve? No, he does not give an apple. Aziraphale's too nice to be the one that tempts. In fact, I think the implication is that might have been Crowley, because he appears as the snake. Yes, I did change. I did indeed change into a second costume. So what does Aziraphale give to Adam and Eve? So I did a first round of questions, then I changed, and then came back. It is not water. I'm just doing the 2 costumes tonight, so don't get, like, there have been some... Yes, I'll give you that. His flaming sword. His flaming sword. Question 6. What almost happened to Aziraphale in 1793 when he went to France for crepes? So what almost happened to Aziraphale in 1793 when he went to France for crepes? Yep, pretty much. He almost got beheaded. He was mistaken for a member of the aristocracy because of the way he dressed, and he almost got guillotined or beheaded. Correct, so I'll give you the point there. Question 7. When disguised as Crowley, as in the movie Napoleon or the guy? Because I feel like the guy was kind of an ass, but... Question 7. When disguised as Crowley and bathing in holy water, what does Aziraphale ask for? I don't know much about history, to be honest, to be able to comment much. I just realised I've missed some patches when I was dyeing my hair, but that's fine. So, when disguised as Crowley and bathing in a holy water, what does Aziraphale ask the other demons for? Not Laudanum. I don't even know what Laudanum is. That's me showing my ignorance. So what does Aziraphale... what does Aziraphale ask for when disguised as Crowley and is bathing in holy water? Question 8. What does Aziraphale refuse to give Crowley before deciding to give it to him to prevent Crowley from stealing it and getting himself into trouble? So what does Aziraphale refuse to give Crowley before deciding to... Yes, before deciding to give it to him? That is, holy water is correct. A thermos of holy water. Question 9. Whose body does Aziraphale take over when he is incorporeal? So this is in season 1. So whose body does he take over when incorporeal? It's not the Pope, and it's not Crowley. Oh, well, this is a different instance. He disguises himself as Crowley, but this is a different instance. So basically when he loses his own body, whose body does he take over or possess? I know. And question 10. What is the name of his tenant who runs the record shop? So this is not his David Tennant, this is his tenant. So what is the name of his tenant who runs the record shop? Who he decides not to kick out and waive the rent? Not Jeremiah. Not David Tennant. This is not different tenant. Tenant as in somebody who rents. It was not Connor. Maggie is correct. Maggie. Right, okay, I'm going to go through those questions. Question 1. In the Garden of Eden, which gate was Aziraphale the angel of? That is the Eastern Gate. Question 2. What name does Aziraphale go by when pretending to be a gardener? That is Mr. Francis. Oh god, I hope not Maggie Thatcher. Question 3. What kind of shop does Aziraphale own? That is a bookshop. A bookshop. Question 4. Which actor plays Aziraphale? That is Michael Sheen. Question 5. What does Aziraphale give to Adam and Eve? That is his flaming sword. Question 6. What almost happened to Aziraphale in 1793 when he went to France for crepes? That was, he was almost guillotined because he was mistaken for a member of the aristocracy. Question 7. When disguised as Crowley and bathing in holy water, what does Aziraphale ask for? He asks, in the 7 circles of hell, is there such a thing as a rubber duck? He asks for a rubber duck. Question 8. What does Aziraphale refuse to give Crowley before deciding to give it to him to prevent Crowley from heisting it? That is holy water. Question 9. Whose body does he take over when incorporeal? That is Madame Tracy or Madame Tracy. And basically she conducts a seance and he takes over her body. Question 10. What is the name of his tenant who runs the record shop? That is Maggie. So that is well done. You guys are doing very, very well. And we're going to move on to our final 5 questions. So a nice short quiz tonight. Hopefully next one will be longer, but thank you so much for the high engagement tonight. It's meant the world. Please go follow on Instagram. Also, if you guys are in a position to do so, I could really do with the financial support to keep these quizzes coming and help out until I get my home back. So I've got digital art for sale, including digital art commissions. So please go, if you're in a position to do so, please go check out ko-fi/Scottish Scooby Gang. I've got various art for sale, including a poster commemorating the first 50 live streams, the first year of doing these streams. Those are sort of bittersweet now because the people, some of the people in them aren't in my lives anymore, but I still think it's a nice thing to celebrate. So please, if you're in a position to do so, I also have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Scottish Scooby Gang, and if you financially support us at any level, you get added to the Discord server, So you'll see sort of sneak peeks of stuff I'm working on. You get to chat more to us, or me, and some of the other folk who follow, like Grace. And you've got more of a chance of sort of getting invited to be a co-host. If you're, on the Discord, it's much easier to reach out and say, hey, do you want to join? Or reach out on the Instagram. So yeah. Also, if you follow the Patreon at a specific level, you get, if you follow it at the Vanity Smurf level, you get digital art for about half the price, of what it would be on Coffee. So it's one of the perks. So yeah, please go check that out. Right. Final round. So yes, if you are in a position to do so, if you're looking for a gift for anyone, if anyone's birthday is coming up, they want some digital art, I'll also have some digital art at Comic-Con, so please come say hi to us at Comic-Con. I'm not going to print too much of it. Oh, thank you for the confetti. So Coffee, Patreon, those are the best places to either buy stuff or just support us. You can tip or you can buy stuff on Coffee, and on Patreon there's specific tiers. I'm probably going to have to modify those tiers, because right now they're still named after like me, Nick, and William, so I'm probably going to rejig those and maybe do ones based on the 5 Scooby Gang members. But yeah, if you guys ever want to be a co-host for one of these, as I say, we've got just under 40 to still go. Another perk of following on like Patreon and being on the Discord is you can much more easily request themes, and there's a much higher likelihood of those themes getting bumped up the list. So the themes are sort of sort of set in stone or semi-prescribed, but there's still room to jig them around or add new themes in. So yeah. Question 1 of the general round. Question 1. What's the name of the village that Adam grows up in? So Adam is the hellspawn who's meant to, the spawn of Satan who's meant to bring the apocalypse. So what's the name of the village that Adam grows up in? It is not Valhalla. These ones were written by my sister, so they may be a bit hard. It is not Scunthorpe, but you're probably closer with that one. Oxfordshire. No? I guess it's more of a county. Wigan. None of those, unfortunately. Question 2. What adventure activity is provided at the building that used to be the Satanist Hospital? So what I actually don't know if the village is fictional or real. Tadfield is correct. Tadfield. You'll have to tell me if that's fictional or not, because my sister wrote that question. I want to say it probably is fictional. But I could be wrong. Question 2. What adventure activity is provided at the building that used to be the Satanist Hospital? So what adventure activity? Question 3. What is the name of Adam's pet? Going to Wigan is the activity. What is the name of Adam's pet? Dog. Literally, I think you were joking, Emmy, but the answer is actually dog. Just dog. Dog. Yeah, dog is absolutely bang on. Yes, Dog the Hellhound. You were bang on, Emmy. Question 4. Who plays Gabriel in the television adaptation of Good Omens? Who plays Gabriel? Yes, he is the Hellhound, but his name is Dog. John Hamm is correct. John Hamm plays Gabriel. And final question for tonight. Question 5. What character does Benedict Cumberbatch play? What character does Benedict Cumberbatch play? I mean, yes, I meant in the Good Omens show. Right, I'm gonna mute. There we go. But you are not wrong. He does indeed play Sherlock. Fuck it. It's the final question. I'll give you a point. Satan is absolutely correct. He plays Satan himself. So thank you so much, guys, for joining tonight. Aaron, you're Emmy gave you a run for your money in the jokey answers. I actually managed to land on a few of them. Aaron, you absolutely crushed it tonight. So well done. If you would like digital art, Aaron, of you in what I could do is I know that I did. You and your brother as different Steves for New Year's Steve. If you'd like, I could do you and your brother as Crowley and Aziraphale. If that's something you're into, or we can discuss what you want. But anyway, you absolutely crushed it tonight. Congratulations. Yeah, reach out on Instagram. Let me know, and I'll try and get that art done for you this week. Thank you very much, guys. Next week is Sinister 6. We'll be talking about Spider-Man and his villains next week. So we've done Spider-Verse, but we'll be focusing on his villains in all the different adaptations and iterations throughout the comic book history as well. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm really glad you guys came on, because I was a bit worried about tonight because I didn't have my co-hosts. And my costumes were a bit of a hodgepodge. I'm actually quite happy with how this one turned out. But thank you so much, guys. It means the world that you guys tune in and engage with these, especially when it especially means a hell of a lot if you're engaging, even if you don't know the theme that well. It just shows a lot of love and a lot of willing, and it really does mean a lot. So absolutely well done, Aaron. You absolutely crushed tonight's quiz. Apologies for it being a wee bit shorter. It's just the way of things sometimes. If I'm busy, then I'll do a shorter quiz. I still need to film a bunch of Doctor Who videos tonight. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow Instagram. Follow me on Patreon. All that good stuff. You guys know the drill. Thanks, guys. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying them. Thank you. Bye.